You're not falling behind. Everything happens in divine timing. If you look around me right now in nature, you think any of this is on time? You would say, well, Brad, you're an idiot. Of course it's on time. There is no time for them. They don't have to work. They don't have to do this and that. So yeah, they don't, but it's also worth recognizing that everything that we go for and try to achieve in life is a made-up construct from somebody else. And that's not to say to stop playing the game and stop trying to achieve these goals and stop trying to make that certain amount of money or do this thing. But it is to say that you're not falling behind because you think you're a certain age and you haven't made it yet. Especially in the online space, it's like, well, I'm not a millionaire at fucking 18 years old. Who gives a shit? I was driving today and I saw someone in a Ferrari and I looked at the guy driving and it's like, oh, this guy looks like he's in his 60s. And then I thought to myself, it seems like everybody I see, or the majority of people I see driving these cars are older gentlemen. It's like, okay, let's put that into perspective. It takes a long time to build wealth. Not objectively, right? You can build it fast, right? Depending on what you're doing, what business you're in. But this idea that we're so far behind because we didn't become a millionaire by 20 is such fucking bullshit. And it's absolutely tarnishing young men's minds and everybody in general. You're not behind because you haven't made this amount of money. You're not behind because you had to take a semester off from university because you couldn't afford it, because you had to work and you had to do this. You're not behind. Oh, well, my friends are graduating before me. And? Well, I'm falling behind. Why are you falling behind? Because you did something at a different time period than somebody else. What does anybody else's life matter in comparison to yours? Where are you at? Look at where you're at. Like, okay, this is the situation I'm at. Yes, I couldn't continue this at this time because I had to deal with this other thing. Okay, I have a unique situation. Everybody has a unique situation. It's about seeing where you are at truthfully and saying, okay, where am I working things from here? And it's normal to feel like you're falling behind. I still feel it at times. But this idea that you need to be somewhere at a certain time or a certain age is so backwards because everybody is on a different journey. We all have different levels of knowledge, levels of consciousness, level of information, and different niche things that we specialize in and that we're skilled in. You're going to be naturally better at something else compared to me. That doesn't mean I'm better than you or you're better than me. It just means that we're different. And the sooner we can accept that, the sooner we can actually flourish in our own uniqueness. I stopped going to university about 7 months ago. Not because I finished, but because I dropped out. And a lot of people hear that and they say, oh, well, you're falling behind. And I've thought that to myself. It's like, if I were in school still, it'd be in my junior year, it'd probably be almost done. And it's like once in a blue moon that intrusive thought will pop in of like, oh, what if I kept going? And then instantly, my intuition kicks in and says to me, that's not what you wanted, Brad. That's not what was right for you. And we have this, you could call it a logical fallacy. My friend Drew Stegmeyer likes to talk about this all the time. He talks about these logical fallacies in the sense of that we think that since everybody else is doing this thing, that it must be right. And then, if there's this other thing out here that nobody's doing, that means it must be wrong. And this couldn't be further from the truth. If you look at the standard health conditions of an American, it's pretty poor. And that's normal. So if you want to strive to be normal, what you're really striving for, and when you want to strive to be like everyone else, that means you're striving for depression, misery, anxiety, dis-ease. Now, this is in no way, shape, or form saying that you need to automatically do things that are different than everyone else. It's not about that. But it is recognizing that all of us do certain things that are different than what other people do. And a lot of the times we can get in our own heads of like, is this the right thing? Should I be doing this? Are people going to accept me if I talk about it with them because it's so different? If you want to become friends with anybody who is anywhat intelligent, has any level of awareness of who they are and life in general, they are not going to judge you because you do something unique. In fact, they will praise you for it. They will think it's cool. They'll think it's amazing. They'll want to ask you questions about it. If I ran into you and you were talking about this unique painting you were creating, I'd be like, oh wow, tell me about it. If somebody calls you stupid for your painting, they're the stupid person. because they're closed-minded and they can never learn anything new. They're so bought and sold on things need to be this way. If you don't do this, you're not cool. The coolest people I've met are the ones who don't give a shit about what anyone else thinks and does things their own way, the way they want to do them. And the people who are worth respecting you are going to be the ones that are on the more intelligent level and are able to listen to what you're talking about. You might think that you want everyone to accept you, but you really don't, because everybody is not like you. And there's a ton of people that automatically won't like you because you do this one thing, or you look this way, or whatever the case is. And then ask yourself, are these people that you even really want to interact with anyway? The answer is probably not. Because no matter what you do or don't do in your life, there will always be people criticizing you. So you might as well do what you would like. And realize that it happens in divine timing. It happens on your time, not anybody else's. It's worth understanding that most of us are completely brainwashed. Most of us have been for a long time, and it takes a certain level of knowledge or a certain experience to get you out of that. But we're so bought and sold that this is the way things need to be, this thing is wrong, and we don't question it. We were told it when we were younger. It's like, okay. The general information that you've been given was given to you to dumb you down and keep you smart enough to do your job and listen and do what you're told, but not smart enough to really question, like, why am I even doing this in the first place? People continue to sit here and tell me that school is the only way to gain knowledge, and ask yourself, did school ever teach you how to build a good relationship with yourself? How to have confidence in what you do? How to manage your emotions? How to manage a basic relationship in romantic partnership or any relationship at all? They didn't do that, but they put you in a health class to teach you about depression and anxiety for one class period of 45 minutes. And basically told you to just tell on somebody and tell a counselor if somebody's dealing with something mentally. All this to say, find your own mode of being, find your own knowledge. Go on the internet, watch YouTube videos, read books, listen to podcasts. And if you enjoy school, I'm not going to try and convince you to not enjoy it. Enjoy the hell out of it. But recognize that there's so much information that you need to know in order to live a flourishing life that you will not find there. I invite you to ask yourself, what does falling behind in life mean to you? Because most likely your definition of it in your mind right now is what everyone else has told you. Like, oh, well, you have to do this at this certain age, or finish this, or finish school, or blah, blah, blah. Ask yourself, what do I think falling behind means? And then ask yourself, do I need to have this definition? Do I need to hold this to myself? Do I need to feel like I'm falling behind? Is it necessary? Ask yourself if it brings you any more positivity into your life. The answer is no, it doesn't. Obviously, if you're outright being lazy and not working or doing or working towards anything, then yes, there's justification behind why you might feel like you're falling behind. But that's just you falling behind with yourself, and you know what you need to do to change that. You just have to start taking more action. Little actions. Doesn't have to be the super big thing, just small steps. Because the small steps are what lead to greatness. Lay out all the expectations that you have of yourself and ask yourself if these expectations came from you. You're probably going to find that a lot of them didn't, and they came from peers and friends and family and all these other people. So individually pick those apart and say, is this standard for myself benefiting me? Is it keeping me healthy? Is it actually helping me thrive? If it isn't, then you can let it go. If there is some truth to it, then keep it in your life and adjust it to whatever standard that fits you and your personal goals for yourself. If you want to gain more clarity in your life and really get clear on the goals that you want to set out for yourself, I'm giving away some free one-on-one coaching sessions. So if you'd like to hop on one of those, there's going to be a link in the description that you can check out and book in a time. I'll catch you guys in the next one.